In a bustling metropolis with towering skyscrapers, Daniel, a humble security guard, stood resolute outside a corporate building, observing the stark divide between the wealthy elite and the struggling middle class. Isabella, a graceful and elegant woman, emerged from the crowd, catching Daniel's attention. A group of arrogant, well-dressed men surrounded Isabella, pressuring her to accept her fate per her grandfather's wishes. "Isabella, you can't keep avoiding this," one of them insisted, his voice dripping with condescension. "You know your grandfather's wishes. It's time you accepted your fate." Without hesitation, Daniel intervened, standing between Isabella and the encroaching threats to ensure her safety. "Is everything all right, miss?" he inquired, his voice unwavering despite the humble uniform he wore. The man who had been insisting on Isabella's compliance regarded Daniel with disdain. "And who might you be?" he sneered. Daniel, his posture unwavering, replied, "I'm Daniel, a security guard here. Isabella's safety is my responsibility." Isabella, relieved to find an unexpected ally, acknowledged his support. The confrontational man among the group sneered at Daniel, questioning his role, but the security guard remained steadfast in his commitment to Isabella's safety. The men, taken aback by Daniel's audacity, eventually dispersed, realizing they couldn't break through his determined barrier. This pivotal encounter marked the moment when Isabella and Daniel's destinies became intertwined. With gratitude, Isabella extended her hand to Daniel, acknowledging his invaluable assistance. His unwavering commitment to her safety inspired her to stand her ground and face adversity with courage and determination. After the confrontation with Isabella's relentless suitors, Isabella led Daniel to a quiet corner of the corporate building to express her gratitude. "Thank you, Daniel," Isabella whispered, her gratitude clear in her eyes. "You saved me back there. Those men have been relentless." Daniel's dark eyes softened with concern. "You don't have to thank me, Isabella. I couldn't just stand by and do nothing when you were in trouble." As they spoke privately, Isabella revealed her predicament. Her grandfather was pressuring her into an arranged marriage with a wealthy but unsavory suitor, and she felt helpless against the family tradition and her grandfather's influence. Daniel furrowed his brow, his protective instincts flaring. "Arranged marriage? You don't have a say in this." Isabella shook her head, her eyes filled with frustration and helplessness. "It's my family's tradition, and my grandfather holds immense influence in our business and social circles. He expects me to conform to his expectations, and the suitor he's chosen for me is insufferable." The weight of her words settled heavily on Daniel's shoulders. "Is there anything I can do to help?" he asked, his voice a mix of sympathy and determination. Isabella's gaze met Daniel's, and a glimmer of hope sparked in her eyes. "Actually, there is. What if you could pretend to be my boyfriend for a while? It would give me some time to find a way out of this mess, to assert my independence. My grandfather won't dare arrange the marriage if he thinks I'm in a committed relationship." Daniel contemplated the idea. The thought of pretending to be Isabella's boyfriend was both unexpected and exhilarating. "You want me to be your pretend boyfriend?" he asked, making sure he understood her proposal. Isabella nodded, her expression earnest. "Yes, just for a while. I'll make it worth your while, Daniel. I'll compensate you for your time and effort." Daniel contemplated the idea, realizing it was an unexpected but thrilling opportunity. He confirmed her proposal, and Isabella, appreciative of his willingness, offered to compensate him for his time and effort. However, Daniel declined any compensation, emphasizing that he wanted to help her and believed in doing what was right, even if it meant stepping out of his comfort zone. Isabella expressed her gratitude, promising to introduce him to her family as soon as possible. Their impromptu alliance was driven by a shared commitment to oppose an unwanted marriage and navigate their way through a challenging situation. With their agreement in place, Isabella and Daniel set their plan into motion. Isabella and Daniel entered the corporate building's bustling entrance hall, which was typically filled with the chatter of power brokers and executives. Isabella, resolute and determined, took Daniel by the arm, drawing the attention of the wealthy elite and stirring murmurs among the guests. Approaching Isabella's family, huddled in a luxurious seating area, Daniel couldn't help but feel anxious, stepping into a world far removed from his own. Isabella's grandfather, a stern figure with an air of authority, was the first to notice their approach. He watched with an arched eyebrow as Isabella introduced Daniel. "Grandfather," Isabella began, her voice unwavering, "this is Daniel, my boyfriend." The room fell into a collective hush, whispers and astonished glances circulating among the guests who had expected Isabella's arranged marriage. Isabella's grandfather scrutinized Daniel with skepticism, but Isabella's genuine expression gave him pause. He agreed to discuss the matter later and allowed them to continue the charade. As Isabella and Daniel mingled with the guests, whispers and conversations followed them. Isabella's friends, accustomed to the idea of her arranged marriage, regarded her choice with shock and curiosity. Isabella and Daniel mingled with the elite, their bond deepening as they convincingly played the role of a couple in love. They danced, laughed, and conversed as if they were deeply enamored, even though Daniel found the role both exhilarating and intimidating. Their dedication to each other remained unwavering. As they left the event, the stars above the city seemed to shine a little brighter, marking the beginning of a journey that would challenge societal norms and defy the constraints of status and wealth, a love story born from an unexpected romance. In the days following their charade at the corporate event, Isabella and Daniel's unique relationship continued to develop. They navigated a delicate balance between maintaining appearances among the city's elite and finding moments of genuine connection. One sunny day, away from the prying eyes of the world, they sat on a park bench, their hands nearly touching. Isabella broke the silence, her voice soft but resolute. "I can't thank you enough for what you're doing, Daniel. You've given me a chance to be free from my grandfather's expectations." Daniel, his determination evident, emphasized his commitment to doing what's right and his belief in love without coercion. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, transcending the confines of their charade. They confided in each other about their pasts, dreams, and the burdens they carried. Isabella shared the weight of family expectations, while Daniel revealed the challenges of a modest upbringing. One evening, while strolling through the city streets, Isabella shared her passion for the arts and her desire to start a foundation to support struggling artists. Daniel respected her dreams and expressed his belief in her ability to make them come true. Their conversations were filled with unspoken affection, and their relationship evolved from a charade to a blossoming romance. Love had emerged in the heart of the city, transcending societal norms and expectations. As shadows loomed over the city's towering skyscrapers, Isabella's family corporation faced impending financial disaster. Once a symbol of success, the grand corporate office now felt like a sinking ship. Isabella, laden with worry, struggled in her role as the company's manager, haunted by her inability to save it. Her employees, accustomed to privilege and success, watched with skepticism. Daniel entered her office, his confidence tempered by the grim news. Isabella acknowledged the dire financial situation but vowed not to let the company crumble. Isabella was determined to salvage her family's legacy. They began strategizing together, analyzing financial reports, seeking cost reductions, and exploring ways to boost revenue. Amid the turmoil, Isabella's suitor and grandfather intensified the pressure on her, pushing her towards an arranged marriage. Her grandfather summoned her to his mansion, emphasizing familial obligations over her wishes for love and independence. In her office, the weight of the family legacy bore down on her. Isabella stood at a crossroads, torn between love and saving the business. Daniel remained her unwavering source of strength, knowing their love was real and determined to support her in any way possible. The city, once a symbol of power and wealth, now served as a backdrop to Isabella and Daniel's evolving journey. Their love, initially born from a charade, faced a critical juncture. The decisions they made would not only shape their destiny, but also the future of Isabella's company and their budding romance. Tensions escalated in the metropolis as Isabella's resolve to protect her family's company clashed with her suitor's relentless pressure and her grandfather's influence. The weight of her responsibilities threatened to overwhelm her. One evening, as she navigated the dimly lit streets of the city, she confronted her persistent suitor and his accomplices in a dark alley. They cornered her, their intentions menacing. "Isabella, you can't keep avoiding this," the suitor hissed, his voice a venomous whisper. "You belong with me, and I won't let you ruin your life by being with that security guard." Isabella's heart raced as she stood her ground, her determination unyielding. "I won't be with someone I don't love," she declared, her voice trembling but resolute. The suitor's threats and laughter filled the air as he signaled his accomplices to surround her, and fear gripped her. No escape seemed possible. Before they could make a move, a figure emerged from the shadows, stepping forward with a resolute determination that mirrored Isabella's own. It was Daniel, his eyes blazing with an unwavering resolve. He had been following Isabella, ensuring her safety from a distance. With Daniel's arrival, hope pierced the darkness. Isabella introduced him as her boyfriend, escalating the situation. The suitor and his group turned their anger toward Daniel, and they attacked. He was very strong, and he beat them hard. Isabella was seized by one of the assailants, her life threatened if Daniel moved. Torn between protecting Isabella and ensuring her safety, Daniel endured the attacker's brutal assault. Eventually, Daniel managed to free himself and shielded Isabella from further harm, driving the assailants away. In the aftermath, Isabella held Daniel in her arms, tears of gratitude and concern filling her eyes. They shared a moment of emotional connection, both physically and emotionally tested. Their love had been tested in the face of danger, emerging stronger than ever. In that dark alley amid violence, Isabella and Daniel's bond transcended their charade. Their connection, forged in adversity, became an unbreakable force to face future challenges. After the attackers had fled into the city's labyrinthine streets, Isabella and Daniel were left to grapple with the harsh reality of the assault. Their love, once a daring charade, had now exposed them to violence and hatred. Tears welled in Isabella's eyes as she wondered aloud why they had been targeted. Daniel believed it was jealousy and fear that fueled the attack, their connection and love posing a threat to those who wanted to maintain the status quo and the power they held. United by their determination, they returned to Isabella's apartment, shadows of uncertainty casting a pall over the night that had initially been filled with hopes and dreams. As Isabella tended to his wounds, Daniel felt compelled to reveal a secret he had been keeping. Taking a deep breath, Daniel confessed, "I'm not just a security guard, Isabella. I'm a successful businessman, a wealthy one. I have many companies and a significant presence in the corporate world." Isabella's eyes widened with surprise. The man she had known as a humble security guard had a far more complex life than she could have imagined. "Why didn't you tell me, Daniel?" Isabella asked, a mix of wonder and confusion in her voice. Daniel expressed regret. "I wanted you to know me for who I am, not for my wealth. I've always believed that love transcends status, but I didn't want it to be a factor in our relationship. I'm sorry for keeping it from you." Isabella, taking his hand, assured him that it didn't change how she felt about him, and they would face the challenges together. With unwavering resolve, Daniel and Isabella strategized their way forward. Their love was steadfast, but societal pressures and external threats loomed. Isabella's family, particularly her grandfather, had their own expectations, and the attackers who targeted them were still a menacing presence. Isabella proposed using Daniel's wealth and influence to convince her family of their genuine love, hoping it would shift their perspective. Daniel agreed, but stressed the need to take control of their situation rather than merely reacting to pressure. They also recognized the importance of dealing with their attackers who sought to break them apart. With their plan established, they embarked on a path fraught with obstacles. Their love had brought them together, but it would now require courage, determination, and strategic thinking to overcome the external pressures and internal conflicts that lay ahead. Isabella and Daniel dedicated themselves to rescuing the family business from bankruptcy. They worked tirelessly, brainstorming strategies, engaging with investors, and seeking potential partners to secure the necessary funding. A pivotal moment approached as they prepared to present their plan in the boardroom. Their relentless determination began to yield results as investors saw potential in their business plan, stabilizing the company's financial situation. Through it all, their love and commitment remained unwavering, and their bond deepened. With each success, their bond deepened, and their love continued to defy the odds. Isabella's family, once hesitant about their relationship, began to see the strength and resilience that had blossomed within her because of her love for Daniel. To further convince her family of their genuine love, Isabella and Daniel planned a dinner party, inviting influential figures from the corporate world, including her family. The party was a grand affair in Isabella's penthouse, where guests marveled at the opulence and Daniel's presence. Isabella's grandfather, an imposing figure of authority and tradition, observed the proceedings with a stern expression. He was well aware of the rumors surrounding Isabella and her security guard turned boyfriend, and he had come to the party with an intention to confront her. The evening's atmosphere was charged with expectation and uncertainty. As dinner was served, Isabella introduced Daniel with grace and elegance, her voice laced with genuine affection. "Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet the man who has captured my heart, Daniel." Daniel, poised and confident, addressed the guests with humility. "It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Isabella is an extraordinary woman, and I feel fortunate to have her in my life." The power of their words and the chemistry between them had an undeniable impact on the assembled guests. Their love story seemed genuine, and the room was filled with an air of intrigue and curiosity. As the night progressed, their plans seemed to be working, and Isabella's family, especially her grandfather, appeared to reconsider their stance. The charade they had orchestrated was creating the desired effect. However, lurking among the guests was Isabella's suitor, filled with jealousy and resentment, determined to expose what he believed to be a ruse. His presence added an undercurrent of tension to the elegant evening, making the future of Isabella and Daniel's love story uncertain. The dinner party marked a pivotal moment in Isabella and Daniel's quest to gain her family's acceptance of their love. Although it left them with a fleeting sense of accomplishment, the looming shadows of their adversaries were a constant reminder that their battle was far from over. Isabella's grandfather, having witnessed the convincing display of their love, retreated to his mansion, torn between tradition and the undeniable love before him. Rumors of Isabella's unconventional romance and her defiance of her family's wishes spread throughout the city. The corporate world, renowned for its discerning eye, became intrigued by their story. Isabella's suitor, once self-assured, grew increasingly desperate. He couldn't fathom losing her to a security guard who had seemingly risen from the working class. His determination to expose their supposed charade intensified. External and internal pressure mounted. The business world watched with intrigue and skepticism, while their attackers lurked in the shadows. One evening, as Isabella and Daniel gathered in her apartment, they received a message that brought a chilling sense of unease. It was an anonymous warning, filled with cryptic threats and a demand for their relationship to end. Isabella read the message aloud, her voice quivering with a mixture of fear and determination. "Isabella and Daniel, your charade will end. Break up, or we will expose the truth to the world." With their original plan to win her family's approval in jeopardy, Isabella and Daniel had no choice but to confront the mystery of their hidden enemy. Isabella and Daniel embarked on a mission to unveil the identity of their anonymous adversary, determined to protect their love. The city's labyrinthine streets served as their battlefield, filled with hidden secrets and uncertainties. They meticulously examined the cryptic message, extracting clues from the demand to break up and the reference to their relationship as a charade. These elements hinted that their adversary possessed knowledge about them, or at least believed they did. Their first lead directed them to a discreet private investigator renowned for handling complex cases. They enlisted his expertise in unveiling the sender's identity, and he promised to navigate the shadowy realms of the city to uncover the truth. As days turned into weeks, the investigator diligently pursued leads within the corporate world, striving to identify potential culprits. Isabella and Daniel, anxious and eager for progress, awaited updates. One evening, the investigator delivered a crucial revelation: a connection between Isabella's persistent suitor and the anonymous threats. It appeared that the suitor had partnered with an individual linked to the criminal underworld with the shared goal of discrediting Isabella and Daniel's relationship. Isabella's voice carried a mix of frustration and anger as she identified the suitor as the source of the threats. Daniel's eyes burned with determination, fists clenched, vowing not to let the suitor succeed. They were resolute in their mission to reveal the suitor's true intentions and expose his deception, ensuring their love remained intact. With unwavering resolve and the knowledge of their adversary's identity, Isabella and Daniel devised a plan to confront the suitor and unveil his deception. They decided to attend a grand charity gala hosted by the suitor, a high-profile event where the corporate elite would be present, making it the perfect stage to unveil his deception. Arriving at the gala dressed in their finest attire, Isabella and Daniel stood ready to challenge their adversary and end the looming threats to their love. The event was a display of wealth and prestige, with curious whispers accompanying their entrance. The suitor approached them, attempting a facade of warmth, but his arrogance was unmistakable. Isabella, with unwavering resolve, asserted her choice of love over convenience. Daniel stood by her side, emphasizing the authenticity of their relationship. The suitor's envy and desperation were increasingly evident as the gala unfolded. The climax of the night came when Isabella and Daniel, armed with evidence of the suitor's deceit and criminal connections, unveiled the shocking truth to the gathered elite. Gasps of disbelief echoed through the room as the suitor's reputation crumbled. Isabella's family, including her grandfather, felt a profound sense of betrayal. In the end, Isabella and Daniel emerged triumphant, their love transforming from a charade into a symbol of authenticity and strength. Their journey served as a testament to love's power to overcome societal norms, adversity, and deceit, and the city bore witness to this epic love story that defied all odds. Hand in hand, they left the gala, knowing that their love story was a testament to love's power to transcend expectations and threats. Isabella and Daniel stood on a high-rise rooftop, overlooking the dazzling city lights below, their love shining as brightly as the stars above. Isabella expressed her amazement at their incredible journey, and Daniel acknowledged the strength of their love despite the challenges they had faced. Looking forward, Isabella confessed her desire to spend her life with Daniel. In a heartwarming moment, Daniel revealed a stunning diamond ring and proposed to Isabella. "Isabella, from the moment we met, our love has defied expectations and transcended boundaries. Will you make me the happiest man in the world and marry me?" Tears of joy welled in Isabella's eyes as she looked at the man who had captured her heart. "Yes, Daniel, 1,000 times yes." The radiant city lights seemed to shine even brighter as they embraced beneath the stars, sealing their unwavering commitment to each other.